Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I create this card using multiple stamp sets and a bit of freehand drawing to create a Christmas scene. So I'm going to start by using the My Favourite Things Hugs Heaven stamp set, and I'm using a little hug that's kind of peering over a wall or a fence, or in this case it's going to be a little gift box. And I'm using Poppy Stamps Christmas Delight stamp set for adding a little Santa hat onto the little hug just to make it a little bit more Christmassy. I'm going to stamp out my images using Ranger's Archival Jet Black ink, just because I'm going to be using some watercolours later on. And as you'll see, after I've stamped that Santa hat, I've just put a bit of masking tape on before I stamp the hug so that it doesn't interfere with the original image and it looks like he's actually wearing the hat when I pull that mask away. So for this card, I wanted the hug to be sat in or on some kind of present, but I didn't have a stamp that was big enough, so I decided to draw it myself. It was a bit of trial and error, but I'm fairly happy with the overall response. I think if I did it again, I'd do it slightly different, but for this one, I'm pretty happy. So I wanted a fairly standard present with ribbon, and I'm just using a mechanical pencil and I'm drawing it on fairly light just to get the initial design onto the page. And then I thought, well, one would look a bit silly on its own, so I wanted to add some smaller ones around it. And again, I'm using that Poppy Stamps Christmas Delight stamp set to add a couple more around. And again, I've stamped it in the archival ink. I'm just finishing up the detail on the actual box itself, just making it a bit more 3D, so it looks like the little piggy is sat inside the box rather than on it or behind it. So once I'm happy with the draft layout of the box, I'm using a Pigma Micron black marker in size 03 to go over them lines so that it's ready to watercolour. Now this pen is archival ink, so again it's not going to interfere with the watercolours, and it matches the stamped archival ink really well, so you've got one consistent shade of black. I did change that ribbon up a little bit. I wasn't happy with how I'd originally drawn it, so I'm just going back and tweaking that before I then can start to paint the image. And to paint the image today, I'm going to be using the Clean Colour Real Brush markers, which are one of my favourites at the minute. They're so easy and versatile, and the colours are really good. So once again, I'm going to be using those markers, and I'll include a list of those colours that I'm going to be using today on my blog and in the description box below. To finish up the box design, I'm just adding some kind of snowball dots onto this, which I will fill in with a white marker later on. So whilst I paint this image, I will switch on some music and let you sit back and relax, and I'll be back shortly. So once I've finished painting the image, I'm just going to go over those snowball dots on the gift box with a white Jelly Roll marker pen before I then move on to the sentiment. And for the sentiment, I'm using the Merry Messages stamp set by Lawn Fawn and using the Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And then I've used Versamark ink and Ranger's Red Geranium embossing powder just to add a bit more of a Christmassy flair to this card. I'm just going to adhere it down with some Scotch 3mm foam tape to give it a bit more dimension and to help with that warping as it's watercoloured piece. And then I can adhere it to the card base before adding some final touches. So once I've adhered this card panel down to the base, I'm going to be using some sequins by Neat and Tangled. This is their Christmas mix, so it's full of reds, whites, golds and green. I'm going to adhere these sequins down with some Ranger's Multimedia Matte. It sticks really well, and I love using this anyway. And I use my Wear Memory Keepers Stick It tool to help me pick up those sequins as well. So that completes the card for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be back next time with another video. Bye!